Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Kari and today I'm doing my March book haul. March was an interesting month. I read quite a few books, which that video will be coming out soon, but I also somehow bought more books than I thought. I did have 2 pre-ordered and then the rest just kind of popped up, but let's get started. The first book I bought was The Wealth of Nations by Adam Smith. This is an economics treatise from the 1800s talking about the invisible hand and basically laissez-faire. Leave the economy alone and it'll work itself out. I have heard about this book since high school and I've been putting off reading it because it is 1800s economics and that just doesn't sound like something that I'm gonna fly through. But I wanted to read it, so I got it on Thrift Books pretty cheaply, even though it's missing the first 12 pages. Next book is actually pretty short, but it is The Romance of the Rose by Jean Renard. I heard about this in one of my humanities classes in college and just thought it sounded interesting. And then the last one that I bought on Thrift Books was The Federalist Papers by Madison J. and Hamilton. I bought this one because I'm obsessed with Hamilton these days, who isn't, and I really do want to read the Federalist Papers. I'm very interested in how they defended our Constitution, and considering I'm in law school, I want to know some of the nuances that the Founding Fathers intended to put in, but have either been lost or overruled over the years. Then I bought The Name of the Wind and the Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. These I have been wanting to buy just for a very long time, and so I finally got back to Barnes & Noble and bought them because, like I said, I've been wanting to read them for a very long time. I'm really looking for some high fantasy that's, you know, big at this point for whatever reason. So there's those. I also got a really good deal on the Magna Carta, Birth of Liberty by Dan Jones. I love Dan Jones books. I've read The Plantagenets and The Wars of the Roses by him already. This is set in the same time period. The Magna Carta was written in 1215 between King John and his barons. Well, written by the barons for King John, who was then forced to sign it, but that's not the point. The point is, I'm really excited to read this book, which you might be able to tell by the fact that I'm speaking at 1,000 miles an hour. Anyway, like I said, I got a really good deal on this book, and I'm looking forward to reading it fairly quickly. Also, it's pretty short, because it only deals with the Magna Carta, but like the Federalist Papers, if I read this, I'll have a better idea of the history of this country's legal system. And then, probably the biggest book I bought this month, because it is huge, is a collection of Jules Verne's novels. There are 7 of them in here, including 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, 80 Days Around the World in 80 Days, and I think there's another hot air balloon in there somewhere. But at any rate, 7 different novels. I read 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea last month and loved it so much more than I thought I was going to. And I knew Barnes & Noble had a collection of all 7, and because I like his work so much, at least based on 20,000 Leagues, I really wanted a special, pretty edition of the rest of his works. So, Barnes & Noble Classics Edition! I have not read any more of his work as of right now, however I am hoping to get to some fairly soon, like April or May, and maybe just blow through this entire collection. One of the books I pre-ordered is one that you've probably heard about at this point because it's relatively big. I can almost guarantee you've seen the cover though because it is stunning, and that is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. This book follows a young girl who is a magi, which means that theoretically she has magic, except many years ago the magic was taken away by the king, who is a different group of people without magic. A lot happens in this book, and oh my gosh. Aha. I don't even know how to articulate how I feel about this book. Well, beyond I loved it. The insides absolutely match the cover. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars, and I am dying for the second one to come out because there are so many questions and so many potential conflicts that have been set up in this first book. I need to know what happens. Definitely highly recommend this one. I also bought We Are Never Meeting in Real Life by Samantha Irby. This was Joss over at Scribbles Reads' March pick for her book club, which she is taking a break from for personal reasons. I've already read this one because it was the March pick. I gave it 1 star. That's all I'm gonna say. I also bought This Is Where It Ends by Marika Nijkamp. This takes place during the 54 minutes of a school shooting in Alabama. Then I bought Emma Watson's book club pick for March and April, which is Heartberries by Teresa Marie Mailhut. This is a very short, sweet biography. Well, it's not sweet, but It's a very short autobiography by Male Hot, and she is a Native American. I don't remember which tribe. I should know that, but I don't. It is something that takes a couple of reads to really get into it. Then I bought City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. There we go. I bought this one because Reagan over at Peruse Projects bought it and read it and absolutely raved about it. So I thought, why not? You don't see many books that are set in 18th century Cairo, especially not about the jinn, or just in general. So I'm really excited to get into this. Like I said, I've been kind of craving non-young adult anything right now, so this is probably going to be pretty high up on my list. I bought another autobiography, which is Life in Motion, Unlikely Ballerina by Misty Copeland. If you have watched my December haul, or my November haul, I bought the young reader adult. I bought the young reader version of this. I didn't realize it was the young reader version when I bought it. It was just a signed copy by Misty Copeland, who I think is amazing. And then I read that, again, video coming soon, and realized that it was targeted very much so towards middle schoolers. And I wanted to read the actual adult version that is not targeted toward a 10-year-old. So I went and bought this. I haven't read it yet, but I'm really looking forward to getting more detail about her life. Almost to the end, my other pre-ordered book was Arusha and the End of Time by Roshani Chokshi. This is basically Hindu Percy Jackson. This little girl, Arusha, well, I don't think she's necessarily little, probably middle school age, is a liar. She lies to fit in at her school, and then one day during their break, when she is with her mom at the museum that her mom curates, three of her schoolmates come to the museum to catch her in a lie. She lights a lamp, and out comes this demon who wants to wake up the god of destruction. Go from there. I'm assuming the god of destruction isn't fully woken up in this, but then again, what do I know? I also bought volume 1 of The Institutes of the Christian Religion by John Calvin. This is clearly a religious book, but I bought this because one of my friends and I have been having some intense conversations about Calvinism and Reformed theology, and she recommended this book to me for the sake of having a basis of our discussions. And then the last book is one that I apparently should have bought in York or Leeds or London, anywhere over there when I was there, and that is The Mermaid and Mrs. Hancock by Imogene Hermes Gawar. This is set in Georgian times, and that's about all I remember of it because I haven't read the synopsis in a while, but I saw it multiple times when I was over there and just really wanted to read it. I was fascinated. It sounded really good, and also, I mean, the cover. I came back over here and then I saw one of the British booktubers, I can't remember who, had read it, and she said it was really good. So I decided I was going to go find it. Turns out it doesn't come out in the States until I think September, so I went to Amazon UK and bought it and had it shipped because that actually ended up cheaper anyway. Other than that, really excited to read this book because it just sounded really different and really good. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up down below. If you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button down below, and as always, I will leave my Goodreads link down below. I will also link Reagan's channel down below if you want to check her out, which you should, because she's one of my favorites. But until my next video, bye!